hive cluster is under attack.
Live for the swarm.
Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Today, it's going to be a Patreon game between Snow and Soulkey here on Neo Sylphid. Top side, probably the best Protoss player playing right now, it is Snow. And in the bottom right, an elite Zerg player, it is going to be Soulkey. Alright, man. So a ZVP here on Neo Sylphid. It's an RJB replay. What else is new? You can find him at youtube.com/@RJB_TV, especially if you like fastest map. Alright, man. So ZVP action here for you for a Patreon game. For those of you who support me at patreon.com/FalconPaladin for at least $1 a month. Thank you very much for supporting me. If you're watching this the week of June the 25th, I really do appreciate you and feel the love every single time somebody reacts to my post on Patreon, and every time I go there and see the support. And if you're watching this after the week of June 25th, 2023, like maybe July or something, hit that like button, hit that subscribe. I am here all sorts of 6 times a week with Brood War content. I do not miss days. I will be going on vacation. Well, time is weird on these Patreon casts. I will be going on vacation after this post on Patreon, and I have been on vacation once this post on YouTube, and you didn't know, because the scheduling feature on YouTube means that I can schedule posts even when I am out of the state. So there you go. Okay, what do we got here? Probe scouting out, 3-player map. Not going to find the Zerg hatch. First in it is our guy Soulkey. Fine. Gate opening for aggressive purposes. Here is Snow. I love that from a Protoss player. The defensive opening with the Forge is very good, and if they're smart, it's very hard for a Zerg player to deal with. But the aggressive opening just makes a Zerg player, you know, make more lings than they wanted to. And use them defensively instead of offensively, which is what Lings want to do. Lings want to be up here killing probes, not down here killing zealots and try to keep his drones alive. Worker aggression here, tiny bit of it. And yeah, Robert the Zealot moving out. He's got a shirt, he's got a mug at falconpaladin.store. Check it out. Be sure to click the currency selector at the top right, too, because that will default to Australian dollars, and you want to change it to, like, statistically, you're probably American, so USD or Canadian, so Canadian dollars or, like, euros. Those are the most used currencies on the channel. Look at this drone, sacrificing his HP to stop that zealot just a little bit. Yeah, Bob the Zealot up. Gets down, says, okay, well, there's Lings on the way. I'm not going to be reinforced by anyone because I don't have a second Zealot following me. I've got another one, but it got started just a minute ago. Interesting. So I wonder... Yeah, I guess Snow was maybe planning on some aggression, maybe a bit of a feint to force Lings out that Soulkey didn't want to make. Yeah, I mean, I've talked about this, right? Not so much recently, but it's something I've been on for years now, is if you're playing against a Zerg player and you send an attack towards them, it forces them to make stuff other than drones. And they don't want to do that. All they want to do is make drones. If you commit to the attack, then guess what? That stuff has value. And surprise, that doesn't hurt them as much. But if you feint and they make like 20 Lings and then you don't attack them and the Lings are like, ugh, then the economy is hurt, the Lings provided no value, and you just go back home with your army, and the Zerg player economy is not as good. I don't know. There's probably some logic in there that I'm missing. I suppose the point is that do they really not have any value if they stopped an attack from coming, right? Because if the attack comes down and the Zerg doesn't make those Lings, then the attack just goes and they win. So whether or not the Protoss was intending to attack, if you don't make any units to defend against the attack, they're gonna attack. They're gonna change their intent on you, probably. Alright, I just figured this out. So, Spire on the way, Stargate on the way. Oh yeah, love a good Stargate. Stargates are wonderful, beautiful, life-changing experiences. Okay. Probably overblowing that just a little bit, but it's been a sunny day today. I'm in a good mood. StarCraft is happening, and that makes me happy. All right. Zerglings poking up. See what's going on. Sees Zealots, Dragoons. Sees a cannon back there. Sees another cannon. They're not breaking through, not with these few numbers. Not even close. Corsair production has begun. Spire is going to finish momentarily. Third base comes up too. So this is a... Ooh, that's a pretty early third. And it's... Yeah, these lings are here to be like, if you're moving out on that third base, I need to know. And it's going to be Corsairs with +1 air weapons. And look at this, immediately goes into 5 mutas. That's right, Soulkey. Let's make those mutalisks. Alright. Well, you know how I feel about mutalisks in a ZVP where the Protoss is opening +1 Corsairs. Look, Larva can do it, okay? I'm going to give you a Larva can do it speech. Larva's allowed. Really? I don't think anybody else is. So Soulkey, I love you. You made these 5 mutas, fine. You did it blind. You didn't know these Corsairs were getting +1 attack because you can't tell. But I think once you recognize the Corsair count is getting big and the +1 attack is there, if you still continue to make mutalisks, you're dead to me. So let's see how this goes. Wow, 3 cannons? Okay. Yeah, it's not really harassable mineral line. Maybe up here is harassable. Maybe. Good snipe on a probe. Not bad. Scourge in the mix here. And one Corsair gets wiped out by the Scourge. Big hit. Big hit there from Soulkey. That's what he needed. That's what he needed. He's getting a Hydrodon behind it. No real surprise that way. Macro Hatch here too. Also not a surprise. Nice to see. Scourge hunting. Pulling back. Getting a probe that was here for some reason. I guess maybe rallying from the main base into the natural. That would make sense. So, alright. So the mutas are keeping this army at home. Right? The Dragoons don't want to go home. Or they don't want to move out. By the Dragoons, I mean the one Dragoon that exists right now. So this is some pretty good micro on display here from Soulkey. Not taking too many hits. Holding back. He's not making any more mutas. So yeah, I think he made the 5. He made 5 mutas. He's getting Scourge, which is fine. Make as many Scourge as you want here, dude. Just mutas have lost their value at this stage of the game. With continued production of the Corsairs, the +1 attack, about, I don't know, 30 seconds from completion. And thankfully for Zerg players everywhere, it's Hydras that are in production now. So, Flyer Carapace to make Scourge more viable when they're chasing down Corsairs. Waiting for a lurker aspect to get started up here, but doesn't seem to be in the play here. Zealot legs on the way. Good Zealot legs. Templar Archives coming in here too. No real surprise on that front. Yeah. Yeah. So I like Soulkey's position here. I really do. Snow hasn't really felt safe enough to get a third base of his own. He hasn't mounted any kind of an attack on this third base or the natural base of Soulkey whatsoever. Bunch of Lings, Mutas, Hydras are joining the party. We might see some Ultras, but I don't know about that. Storm's coming in, but it is a minute away. This is interesting. A Ling, Hydra, Muta, Scourge army. Oh, he even has an Overlord over here, too. DT can't just completely shut everything down by itself. Overlord speed's almost done. Storm. All right. Corsairs are trying to get this Overlord so that the DT can just kind of save the day here, but good positioning by the Overlord. It's got speed now, so it can do that a lot more easily. Hydras. This is Snow just being like, please, Storm finish. +1 armor gets denied. That's such a big deal, too. Such a big deal, too. Man, losing a gateway, not as big of a deal, I would say, just because Snow's going to have more gateways, but losing that upgrade in the time He hasn't even restarted it because he doesn't have another forge. He's making another one. I think containing here by Soulkey is probably your best bet. I don't think moving in here that's going to work out because, ow. Ooh, the hold position on those Hydra is really hurting. Okay, that was big. That was like 6 or 7 Hydralisks and a bunch of Lings, and the counterattack is cruising. Overlord down. Scourge on the counter. Nope, no connections. That's what I get for trying to follow something with the camera, is then something crazy happens, and I'm like, ah, wait. Wait, no. And behold, the attack on the third base is coming. There are no Sunkens here? Soulkey is like, no. Come over this way to where I have also no Sunkens. But I do have some Mutas, which are going to help with a little bit of DPS. Yeah, just kind of softening up targets here. But why no Sunkens? Oh, boy. Reminds me of a Flash versus Jadon game that I posted on the channel. Boy. Well, again, it's weird for Patreon time, but it was another attack on a Zerg base. There were no Sunkens there. And it did not go well. Yeah, so Soulkey was having a pretty good time. I was all up on him, and then suddenly he's got Zealots killing all of his drones. He's down to 37 drones now. He was closer to 40 for sure. Wow. And all you gotta do, man, is have like a sunken, little better Sim City. Soulkey knows how to do this. This is not... I don't know. He just didn't feel like he could afford a sunken, nor is he making any whatsoever to this point. Hasn't learned his lesson at all. Oh man, if Snow wins this thing because of an utter lack of static defense from Soulkey, I'm not going to be happy. Like, I prefer games where someone just doesn't make a large game altering mistake. Right? Like if Snow just forgot about Storm in this game and he lost, I wouldn't be like, that was a great game. I'd be like, Protoss forgot about their Storm. Do they ever do that though? No, like Zergs forget about their Adrenals, Zergs forget about static defense, they refuse to get it up, but I mean Protoss always gets their Storm, right? No way, he does, he gets to cancel on the third. Okay, these Mutas. Wait, he made more Mutas, but he did kill a Corsair. There's only 4 of them. Alright, picking off High Templar, fine. But also, all of you are so dead. Split off. Run. Fine. Killed some High Templar. Canceled the third base. Mutas are getting some value. Just keep waiting for a couple Sunkens to be made, but you had to replace that drone count. He had to replace the drone count because he didn't make any Sunkens. Oh. Okay, so 4th base timing for the Zerg player needs to be, I don't know, about now. This would be a good place to 4th expand. This would be a great place to 4th expand because you can protect this base and this base at the same time and basically double expand over there. It's a good thing about this map. But for now, no sign of a 4th base. This is a lot of Zerg, man. But getting pincer maneuvered, left side or right side. Couple lurkers up. Not what the Zealots want to be seeing here. Good Storm. Lurker Spines doing great against these Zealots. When they can't see them, they do amazing. Hydra try to buff up here, but that's not really going to work out for them all that much. Too many cannons, Dragoons, and the Storm is just kind of an extra little piece of problem, I would say. So 2 kills on that Lurker, 0 on this one. Trying to move up outside of cannon range. Hydra's coming up the right side. Hydra's busting up the left side, though. And no, Snow overcommitted to that right side. Loses a cannon as a result. Just a small problem here. Lurker Spines, man. Where's your detection? Observer is just about to pop. Oh, he got one. Oh, he does have one. Man, those are hard to see. Okay, so that's a second Observer that I saw coming out of that production tab. Got his Lurker out, or his Obs out, and he's good now. So now, wait, this is a 4th base. Am I? Nope, this is a 4th base. Okay, fine. So he takes the 4th base down here. There's no gas down here, so I'm not like a huge fan of it for Zergs. Protoss, I feel like, sure, because you're making a ton of Zealots anyway. Nice. Nice flank. Beautiful flank there. I'm not sure Corsairs are getting a ton of value today. That is a saving grace for Soulkey right now. I like it. I like what we're seeing here. Still no sign of a hive. No Queen's Nest in production here, too, from Soulkey. So we have seen Soulkey in particular do very well with Hydra, Lurker, and Muta Scourged without even getting up to Hive Tech against a Tier 3 Protoss player in a macro game. So it's possible. I'm just not a huge fan of it. Like, how do you do this without Plague, without Dark Swarm, right? Baited out some Storms. Not able to snipe that High Templar, but I don't know. Baiting out Storms is pretty good. And then the Scourge. Just a little bit. Just chase a little bit further, guys. Queen's Nest. All right. So we probably going to see a Hive timing here. Don't quote me on that. He doesn't have the gas for it either. Oh, okay. All right. We're working on the gas for it. No base over there. Good. Good check. Great check. And there's the Hive. All right, cool. So 15-minute Hive. Fourth base coming up right side here from Snow. Snow has everything he needs. He's got High Templar, Dragoons, Zealots, Corsairs, the Storm. That's pretty much it. Maybe adding some Reavers later in would be good. Always pretty good in ZVP to have some Reavers for base defense especially, and for Reaver drops. That could be really effective too. Especially against a Zerg player who doesn't believe in static defense. No Spores, no Sunkens. You unload a Reaver in here, and these drones, like, die. They just panic, and they're dead. Same with these guys. Same with these guys. Although there are Mutos over here, and Scourge. So, like, dropping the main base is not something I would recommend. But the other bases are not bad for dropping. Oh, no. Yeah, left side. Soulkey, no. Fifth base, not allowed. The Hydra's almost saved it. Sheer number of Hydralisks here. 2-1 on those guys. I got the 1-1 on the gateway units, including shields and attack. 2-2s on the way for them, and Kader and Amulet. So this is a Protoss time, right? Because you have a ton of Dragoons, you've got Detection, you've got Storm. Lurkers aren't going to be as scary as they could be if you didn't have these Dragoons, but you do. So Soulkey just trying to buy time, right? Just trying to buy time to get out his Defilers, get his Adrenal. There we go. Get his fifth base up. There it is. Replanting left side spawn location. Hydras with a nice concave. A little bit of Lurker support there too. The Storms are good. Good snipe on the Obs. Great snipe on the Obs. There's a backup one though. So these Lurkers are dying anyway. Lings don't have Adrenal, but they're still pretty good against Dragoons. If they can bait out Storms, even the better. Nice snipe on a High Templar in there. That was amazing. That was sick. Snow's up at 20 supply. He is down 50 to 55 workers, though, so not exactly where you want to be, but he's expanding again. Snow's looking good economically. Kind of keeping even with the Zerg player, or even ahead with gas count at least. He's taking bases with gas. No such thing here for our guy. Oh, just kidding. This one doesn't have gas. That's right. That is right. Corsairs just scouting to see if that base exists, and it does. These Lings do have Adrenal, so they're a lot scarier now, but when they're outnumbered by Zealots, they're not as scary, actually, it turns out. You've got 10 Zealots and 2 Lings. Even with Adrenal, the Zerg player will have a bad time. Storm up. Is it enough to stop the onslaught here? Lings trying to take as many Dragoons down as they can, going after High Templar when they are available targets. Hydras getting shots off behind the Lings that are kind of tanking for them, but enough Storm available to shut that group away. It's 149 to 153 supply. Soulkey has taken a lead overall. And once we start seeing Plagues land, it's going to be a tough time for Snow here. He had a window, but Soulkey did such a good job just keeping him at bay, right? Keeping him away from his bases. Hydra Ling busting up the ramp into this fifth base of Snow. That pylon. Target the pylon. Target the pylon. Not targeting the pylon. That's fine, I guess. Hydra slowing this attack so these Lings can actually get in here and take down this Nexus. Focus the Nexus Lings. Focus. Okay, the pylon. Fine, now they're getting the. Oh my gosh. Just so much Zerg swarming here. This is nuts. DT shutting down this left side base. 5th base of Snow dead. And a 5th base of Soulkey also dead. Wait. Overlord coming in and not saving. Oh! Final swipe takes down the hatchery. Brutal. That's brutal. So, Zerg player, 4 bases. Protoss player, 4 bases after they both lose their 5th. First Dark Swarm of the day is up. Psionic Storm's been coming hot and heavy for like 10 minutes already. Been a staple of this game. Muto's trying to find High Templar to snipe. Attacking Dragoons for some reason. Guys, hey, guys. Why are you attacking Dragoons? Don't do that. Bad. Okay. Plague's on the way. Snow's up by about 20 supply, but Soulkey's up by 12 workers. Adding more and more Archons into the count here as more Dark Swarm starts happening, and as Plague starts getting added in, then the Archons are going to be worth their weight in gold. And replacing this 5th base again. Desperately here at 21 minutes. Attempted 7th base. High ground, left side. Kind of a 3rd base for that left side spawn. Not really prioritizing killing that hatch. More worried about the number. Oh, nice Plague. The amount of Hydralisks and Defilers and Lings in the general vicinity here. The Lings have 1-2 upgrades. It is 2-2 for the Gateway units and 3-2 for the Hydras. God, these storms. Just been really, really nice. And a desperation attempted hold here at this 7th base. Or 6th base. So many storms. My gosh. Yeah, shove it. He plagued his own hatchery by accident. That's not good. More, and this is the power of the swarm. Guess what? More stuff is coming. The desperate defense of this base. More... Okay. Storm and swarm and storm and swarm and storm and swarm. Oh, so many Archons. Hydras are good against Archons. Not that good. Not when it's like 1 Hydra per Archon. That's how it works, man. That's big. That's a big get from Soulkey. And this left side base, this 5th base is in a lot of trouble too. Snow's heading for it. He's up 148 to 105 supply. Storm's just really taking down the worker count. For our dude Soulkey, the army count for our guy Soulkey. Hasn't really taken too much economic damage yet. But losing this base is a problem. And Snow's taking his own 5th base over here on the right side. Big engagement. Any more High Templar available? Drones are actually trying to body block for these Hydras so they can get the damage off. There's so many Zealots, though, and a Storm does wander in from the right side. Lings trying to buffer up. But Zerglings against a Zealot Archon comp are never going to do very well. Oh, he got it. A couple Archons stayed behind, took down that base anyway. Beautifully done. Snow's up 116 to 74 supply. Protoss player is playing this pretty well. This has been scrappy, but I think Snow has been economically either, again, ahead or even with the Zerg player today, and that's where you want to be. Yeah, if the Hydras target fire an Archon, it dies really fast. That's because shields take full damage from everything. So it's the weakness of the Archon. The good thing about them is that they have 350 HP, and they do splash damage. So they have benefits to them. This right side base is dead. This Archon's trying to play 300 over here with the probes, but I don't know. Again, it's just a buying time thing, right? So that Archon is dead, but about the time for Snow's army to get over here and try to save it. Lot of Hydras. Gosh, the storms, and then you just Archon them. Stormed his own observer, I think, there. Yeah, and sometimes the Archon pathing is stupid. Nice snipe on that High Templar, though, and this. Yeah, that Nexus is down. Too many Adrenalings in that for that to stay up for long. And it's 69 to 69 supply. Wow. Wow. So Soulkey's doing a good job evening up the score here. He's lost a lot, but he has taken a lot of Protoss with him. A lot of drones died trying to transfer over here and getting caught up and trying to tank for the Hydras on the battle on that left side just a minute ago. So it's 31 probes to 35 drones. Probes keep dying at these bases, these 5th bases that Snow tries to get up. So that's why he's down at 28. Sub 30 workers at 25 minutes is not great. Yeah, he's mined out this high ground. His natural base is mined out. His main base has some half 4 mineral patches at it. Surprisingly, he's got a stuck probe up here, poor guy. And Ling Hydra coming from all angles. No High Templar in this group, which means the Zerg player is going to win this thing. Positioning as well as he can is Soulkey, but wow. Zerg overwhelming and is now up 77 to 44 supply. What an utter reversal here from Soulkey. I mean, he's not in a beautiful spot, but I think he's healthier than Snow is right now, which is amazing considering he doesn't have a 5th base. He's tried to have a 5th base a couple times. That has not gone well for him. But he still has 2 bases pretty healthily mining, and it's really just the one for Snow right now. Just pumping Hydras. Got the 3/3 upgrades on those dudes. A DT chasing those Hydras away. Where are your overlords? I know you have them. Make it a habit to keep them with the army, Zerg players. You have so many overlords. There's really no reason not to. Dude, has Soulkey just completely turned this game on its head and won it? What an amazing comeback if that's the case. This is Snow, too. Again, probably the best Protoss player playing right now. Just because you're the best player playing of your race or overall doesn't mean you never lose a match. Like Flash, at his peak, was winning ASLs and OSLs like they were candy, but he didn't win every single ASL for a decade, right? He didn't win every single match as part of those competitions for a decade, right? Maps were taken off of him. You're amazing if you're winning like 70% of your matches. That means you're winning tournaments more often than not, right? That's what makes you great. Dude, this plague stuff. This Defiler has cast like 4 plagues on these zealots. They are what I like to refer to as not happy, Bob. Not happy. One of them has somehow avoided the innumerable plagues that have come down. Oh, DT down south, though. The power of the DT compels you. Oh, 19. Casually 19 kills on this dude. What is happening? But if Snow loses his only source of income, I think Soulkey can deal with that. Dude, the storms at this base. No Reavers. Maybe that's going to be the death of Snow here. Could he really afford them? I don't know. Oh, these Adrenalings with 2-3 upgrades. That's it. I think Snow just lost all of his money. He's got 150 minerals in the bank. Can't really do much with it, and that's a GG. Soulkey wins with 18 drones and only 64 total supply. Zerg player pulls it out. He has nothing mining at his 4th base. His 3rd base has 2 mineral patches at it. He's got 66 minerals in the bank. He has nothing going on, but he has more than the Protoss does. And sometimes that's all you need. You can win a game of StarCraft if you have 1 building left and your opponent has 0. You have no units. You only have a building, and they have 0 buildings, you win. That's how little you can win with. And Soulkey, good example of that here today. Wow. I thought when he lost his 5th base here and his 5th base here, he was going to die, but killing this 5th base was big for him. That allowed him to stay on a relatively even footing. And then just the plague started coming out and hot and heavy. Good dark swarms there too. And he lost a lot of Zerg units, but his macro was insane. His positioning was really good. He just really never let Snow get too deep into his territory, right? No real major attacks on these bases with the exception of this DT, who's a major attack all by himself with 19 total kills. Holy crap. No real attacks into the natural, and he was the one killing bases, right? Once you're the one killing bases, you feel pretty good about yourself and pretty good about the match that you're in. So that was great. That was amazing. Well done. GG there. Soulkey. Hit that like button if you enjoyed this Patreon cast. I certainly had a good time casting it. And let's check out the final score. It's going to be 228,000 points for Snow, 220,000 for Soulkey. Largely because it's a 3-to-1 kill-death ratio here for Snow. 3-to-1. but he got outproduced 7-2, which is more than 3-1, and that's how Soulkey won this game. Soulkey did kill 21 buildings, only 4 Zerg buildings lost, and outspending the Protoss by 10,000 resources in 27 minutes is not ideal, but it's enough. It's enough. Yeah? I think it's enough. And it was enough. Man, when Soulkey didn't have any Sunkens at his third base and his natural and he was losing drones like crazy, I was like, dude, what is wrong with you? And then he pulled it out. Absolute boss man level stuff there. Getting that win, Soulkey. So GG to our guy. I'll put a link to his stream below just because his name is Need Money, because he's gotten caught up in a couple scams. A renter's scam, I think last year is what the news was about that. Where in Korea, you have to like put down a big deposit before you can rent an apartment, which is actually coming to the West now. But the point is, he ended up putting a big deposit down on an apartment with a scam company who took his cash, like thousands of dollars. So, yeah. Rough stuff. So check him out. Check out his stream. All right, cool. So that's going to be it for me today. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.